Now on NBC Palm Springs at 5, a day after a developer was found not guilty in a bribery case involving a former Palm Springs mayor, we'll hear from John Westman's attorney.
Also tonight, ICE operations continue across the country and here in the Valley, sparking fears over law enforcement using license plate readers to track people. Our Brett Rosen breaking down the latest findings.
And above average temperatures continue through Friday this week. We'll more on that full forecast coming up. NBC Palm Springs at 5 starts right now.
Now, this is NBC Palm Springs.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Olivia Sandusky.
I'm Mark Messer. ICE operations are underway nationwide with a noticeable presence here in the Valley. We're now getting reports tonight of an ICE raid that took place moments ago outside of the Food for Less in Indio.
Our Alondra Campos is in front of the grocery store this evening. She joins us now with the very latest. Alondra, what have you learned so far tonight?
That's right, Mark and Olivia. I'm right here in the parking lot of the Food for Less grocery store in Indio, right in front of the car that is believed to be linked to the individual who was apparently arrested earlier today around 3:15, 3:20. And so what witnesses tell us is that this individual was walking out of his store, out of a regular grocery shopping trip and loading his groceries into the trunk of this red car right here when 4 agents stepped out of 2 unmarked SUVs, all 4 wearing police vests, some of which all did have their face covered, all stepped out of their unmarked SUVs and supposedly arrested the individual and took him into the cars. Now, the individual's identity is not revealed and the intent behind the supposed arrest is also not revealed, but witnesses do tell us that this was his car. His groceries are actually still in the car. And on here, we noticed that there is a Watercrest parking permit, which is a community not too far here, maybe about 2 or 3 minutes away, which could insinuate that, he was a resident there. Now, this is all according to witnesses. We did reach out to Indio Police Department. They say that they are not aware of this arrest or of any ICE enforcement. And so it is important to note that these types of targeted arrests have been happening here in the Coachella Valley for the past several months, where agents who not necessarily have any attire identifying that they're with ICE and also have their face coverings have arrested individuals like this one, right? And so as part of their process, the Todak Legal Center is also here today, right, to tell us about what their response team does in really the aftermath of this. So what is your guys' role in the aftermath of these types of arrests?
Yeah, so in these very sad situations, we try to get connected with the family. We try to investigate who it is. And as a nonprofit organization, we do provide that family with resources, and we're able to see if we're able to help them out. So we are a nonprofit that is just downtown here in Coachella. So in case anyone needs any kind of assistance regarding immigration, it's just very important to prepare for these situations. So at Todak, we've been sharing these red cards that have your constitutional rights, your 4th, 5th Amendment right. And these times, it's just so important to not share your information with others. Right now, it could look like a regular community member, right, that we're talking to, but at the end of the day, it could end up being an agent from immigration. So we have to be very careful who we're telling our legal information, our status, because we could be putting ourselves in a risk. So please come to the Todak Legal Center. We are a nonprofit organization based off of 6th Street. We help out with immigration services for free. It's very important to do a legal consultation in these times to see what is it that you can do.
Thank you so much. And also very important to note that many of these arrests have been carried out in the Coachella Valley previously. A couple of weeks ago, we saw it happen outside of the Cardenas grocery store in Cathedral City, where one person was also arrested, also part of a targeted arrest enforcement. And a couple months back, even more so back, also another arrest of this kind that took place in the parking lot of the Walmart in the city of Coachella. And so all this information we're still pending on hearing from INS, and we have reached out to them as well. And so we'll have all those details coming up. Back to you guys.
All right, Alondra Campos live for us in Indio tonight. Thanks, Alondra. We'll hear from you in just a moment. There are questions tonight about local law enforcement using license plate readers, the cameras with those readers in federal investigations. Some questioning the possibility of police helping with immigration and customs enforcement investigations. Our Brett Rosen joining us live in studio tonight with those details. Brett?
Mark, they are almost in every city in the Coachella Valley, and law officials say it's a state law that these license plate readers are not meant for any kind of investigation regarding immigration or deportation.
The protocol is we shut them off. They've made an agreement with us in order to be able to use our data that they don't share it with ICE.
This is what Chief Andy Mills and the Palm Springs Police Department say happens when their flock license plate cameras are used in immigration investigations. According to the Cal Matters article, Oakland Privacy is the organization that brought to light how they say law enforcement agencies use the terms investigation or criminal justice 64,000 times in the months of April and May. Terms like HSI are being linked to Homeland Security investigations. That's what sparked Oakland Privacy's concerns and has some people believing local law enforcement is working with immigration agencies. California gubernatorial candidate and Riverside County Sheriff Chad Bianco says otherwise.
HS, health and safety, is what that stands for. So we do share information with all law enforcement partners when it comes to drug investigations, when it comes to homicide investigations or other interstate crime investigations or human trafficking investigations.
One local says he still does not understand the use of these flock license plate cameras. However, law enforcement officials say they rarely go a day without using them to solve crimes.
No idea what it's being used for. And I know that it's been collected for years.
One of the things I can tell you is they've been absolutely indispensable in us solving crimes after the fact on a regular basis.
It's a state policy under Senate Bill 34, which states how existing law prohibits the department from selling the data or from making the data available to an agency that is not a law enforcement agency or an individual that is not a law enforcement officer. And because of this policy, Andy Mills says there is someone always making sure nothing is being used in a wrong way under this rule.
We inspect our data every week. We have somebody go through it, make sure we're putting case numbers in, make sure that we're saying who that information is going to, so that we're very clear on the rules of engagement for us to be able to use this.
Now, the city of Coachella is the only city in the valley without these licensed reader cameras. They were denied in the city council meeting back in 2023. The Riverside County Sheriff's Department is looking to revisit this denial later this year. For NBC Palm Springs, I'm Brett Rosen.
Thank you, Brett. We have a local alert this evening. The Cathedral City Police Department needs your help locating a vehicle that was involved in a hit and run. Officials say a man in a wheelchair was hit by two cars while crossing a Cathedral City street. This happened early this morning. Police saying the 68-year-old man was struck around 3:30 in the morning. This was on Date Palm Drive, south of Gerald Ford. The first driver in a white van took off. A second vehicle hit the man just moments later. The driver stayed on scene and is cooperating with investigators tonight. The man was rushed to Desert Regional in critical condition, still remains there tonight, but police are now asking for your help in tracking down the hit and run driver. Investigators were able to locate surveillance footage of the outstanding minivan, which is what you're looking at on your screen here. It is believed that the van is a 2011 to 2020 Toyota Sienna with front end damage. Anyone with information is urged to contact the number that's right there at the bottom of your screen.
86-year-old real estate developer John Westman found not guilty on 9 counts of bribery, 1 count of conspiracy in the high-profile Palm Springs corruption case. Westman's attorney, Elliot Peters, says there were many red flags from the prosecution's standpoint as the case continued.
You know, I mean, I think you have a real ambitious DA in Riverside County. He wanted to be able to hold a press conference and say, I got the mayor and the rich developer. And he spent more time thinking about that than he did about the real merits of the case. I mean, it was originally a federal investigation, right? And the feds didn't do it. The feds didn't pursue it. They handed it off to the state. So maybe first red flag. Then we go to court and they indict Westman and we get a judge to throw it out because there's too little evidence. And then they appeal that. Maybe that's the second red flag. Punier gets a promise of no jail time from the judge. Meany agrees to cooperate in exchange for a misdemeanor. And then they're just going to try the case against this guy who the judge already threw the case out against.
We've reached out to the district attorney's office. They've responded with the following quote: "Our office respects the jury's not guilty verdict in the Westman case. We trust the judicial process and grateful for the service and dedication of the jury members."
And some good news this evening from Riverside County Animal Services. The group just gave over 100 pets a fresh start. They sent 48 dogs and 54 cats out of state to find new forever homes. The move included this year's largest cat transport, with many headed to sanctuaries in Utah, New York, Texas, and Pennsylvania. To help even more animals, the department launched a new short-term foster program. It's called Ticket to Ride. The goal is to ease overcrowding and create space for other animals who are still waiting in shelters. Adoption and reclaim fees are currently waived, so it is a great time to open your home to a new pet, or maybe just foster for a bit to help ease the overcrowding issues in our local shelters.
Giving you a live look tonight, this is our Agua Caliente casino camera high above Rancho Mirage. We're going to send things over to Chloe Carlson, who's tracking the forecast. 117 yesterday. Any bit closer to that today?
I mean, close enough. It is just so hot out there. We are in the 1-teens yet again today, but I bring you good news. We are going to be out of the 1-teens and below average as we get into the weekend, and I am very, very excited about that. It is just, it's too much right now. I'm not dealing with these 1-teens very well. 113 still outside right now in downtown Palm Springs. Winds picking up a little bit as well. We do have this trough of low pressure over the Pacific Northwest. That's going to start to affect our weather, bring those cooler conditions, but we'll also see those winds pick up as we get into later this week. At this hour, 112 still in Indio and on the east side of the 10 there in Thousand Palms. Up in the high desert, 96 for Joshua Tree and Yucca Valley, 104 for Desert Hot Springs, 90s in the past. So hot conditions across the board in Southern California today. Onshore flow with us, a little bit gusty in Palm Springs at this hour. Like I said, more breezy today. We will see those conditions pick up again on Thursday and Friday. So that extreme heat warning, no surprise here. This is going to go through Thursday for portions of Southern California. A heat advisory for portions of the IE Lee Inland Empire. A lot of Southern California in the triple digits this week. But as I mentioned, get through the work week because we got good news on the way. We will see those cooler conditions, a 10-degree difference from Friday into our Saturday. Here's a look at your company 3-day forecast. So temperatures strengthening and peaking for our Wednesday, 114 Wednesday, and then we'll slowly cool down just slightly and then really get those cooler conditions, below average conditions as we head into the weekend. We'll break down more you can expect in that full forecast coming up.
Thank you, Chloe. But first, coming up next year on NBC Palm Springs, tensions continue to escalate amid the ongoing conflict between Israel and Iran. As the U.S. weighs involvement, we'll share those details right after the break.
Plus, young hockey players have the chance to join the Junior Firebirds. A report from tryouts. That's when we come back.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
Babies are experts at paying attention to only what is genuinely fascinating, and we couldn't agree more.
President Trump sitting down in the Situation Room with his national security team tonight, keeping an eye on the conflict between Iran and Israel.
He abruptly left the G7 summit to do so. And now the question is, how much will the U.S. get involved? NBC's Monica Alba in the nation's capital tonight with the latest.
Air raid sirens sound in Jerusalem and Tel Aviv as Israel and Iran exchange new fire for a fifth straight day. President Trump meeting with his top national security advisors today after abruptly leaving the G7 summit to monitor the situation in the Middle East, saying overnight he wants fighting to stop.
An end, a real end, not a ceasefire, an end.
Today, he posted the U.S. now has complete and total control of the skies over Iran. And the U.S. knows where the Iranian supreme leader is hiding. But, quote, we are not going to take him out, at least for now. The president, who promised to be a peacemaker and end all foreign wars, has already moved a Navy carrier strike group to the region. And now deciding what role the U.S. will play in this latest eruption overseas. Should the U.S. provide bunker buster bombs to penetrate Iran's nuclear sites built deep underground, or pursue a disarmament deal?
I told them to do the deal. They should have done the deal.
The president says Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. And today, asked about his own director of national intelligence comments in March.
The IC continues to assess that Iran is not building a nuclear weapon, and Supreme Leader Khamenei has not authorized the nuclear weapons program that he suspended in 2003.
I don't care what she said. I think they were very close to having it.
DNI Tulsi Gabbard insisting she and the president are on the same page. This latest action by President Trump bringing a strong reaction from Capitol Hill, where a bipartisan group of lawmakers is pursuing a resolution that would require the administration to seek congressional approval before going to war in the Middle East. Monica Alba, NBC News, Washington.
Let's take a quick live look outside our Indian Wells Golf Resort camera. Chloe Carlson has your 7-day forecast right after the break.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
And happy Tuesday, everyone. Welcome back to the show. Right now, we're taking a live look at the Walter Clark Highway 11 cam in Rancho Mirage. This is a view that we can get used to. Those clear blue skies out there today across Southern California. Breezy conditions, light winds there in the Rancho Mirage, and some light traffic there on the 111, so not too bad. 113 for the high today, so we were well above average for this time of year. Take a look at that record-breaking number. I was here for this. 2021, 123 degrees. let's not get to the 120s. I am just manifesting that now. It's still too hot, but let's stay away from the 120s. 113 still, like I said, in Palm Springs, 75 in Oceanside and San Diego, 111 in Yuma, and 111 also in Lake Havasu. Overnight tonight will be in the high 70s, low 80s here on the desert floor, 70s up in the high desert. As far as winds, as I mentioned earlier, they will start to get gusty for those wind-prone areas as we get into Thursday and Friday with that approaching trough from the Pacific Northwest. Will start to make its way south. We'll get those onshore winds, ushering in those cooler conditions slowly into Southern California, but we'll get those gusty winds for the pass there. We're going to stay dry, even though we do have that system that's moving through. No rain associated really for us here in Southern California. So for tomorrow, again, Wednesday, that center of that high pressure system that's to the south of us, inching its way closer to Southern California, will be moving through Wednesday into Thursday. Will be to the east of us by Thursday. Then this is on the way for the weekend. So Saturday, again, that approaching trough will be moving through, keeping that moisture over Nevada, but we'll get those cooler conditions. I'll take it. Here's a look at your Comfort Air 7-day forecast. So we'll stay above 110 degrees through Friday, 102 for our Saturday. We'll stay below average through Tuesday next week.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
Babies are experts at paying attention to only what is genuinely fascinating, and we couldn't agree more. The NBC Palm Springs Sports Desk with Tim O'Brien. Brought to you by Agua Caliente Casinos.
Well, welcome back. Last year, the Junior Firebirds Travel Club had an age group make it all the way to the state championship game. Now they're gearing up for another banner year, holding tryouts this Friday to scout out the desert's best talent on the ice. Our Caitlin Kelly was at the Berger Foundation Iceplex earlier today with all the details.
Caitlin Kelly here inside the Berger Iceplex, where I'm joined by Terrell Stokes, coach of the Junior Firebirds. It seems sort of unprecedented for such a young program to have so much success. What do you attribute that success to?
I mean, it's the desert. We don't have everything that everybody has. We play against each other a lot. Everybody knows everybody. I think it's more the ability to come together as one and be able to just achieve our goals.
And now, turning the page, we have tryouts this Friday. What are some of the things that you're going to be looking for as you see these kids hit the ice?
I'm looking for kids that are dedicated, committed, want to work hard, and just love to play the game of hockey.
I want to know what it takes to become a Junior Firebird. So what do you say we lace up these skates, we get on the ice, and you show me some of these drills that these kids are going to be doing on Friday. Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right, let's get it done. right, Terrell, we're on the ice now where the Junior Firebirds are going to be having the very tryouts that we're going to be prepping for right now this coming Friday. Can you show me maybe one or two of the drills that you're going to be conducting with the Junior Firebirds?
Okay, yes, most definitely. You're gonna push. You're gonna push and then pull. There you go.
We did it.
So you're gonna go here, here, here. Okay. Oh no, you got the balance. There you go. Make a C cut with both feet.
That's really, this is hard.
Advance, you can go 1 foot, 1 foot. You'll be able to just turn easy with the ice.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Perfect. This Friday, there's tryouts. Are tryouts closed or can people still sign up for that?
People can sign up on the Junior Firebirds websites. We are looking for birth years 2020 to 2008.
Okay.
So you have a wide range variety of where you could slot into somewhere on our roster.
Well, you heard it from Coach Terrell himself. Tryouts this Friday for the Junior Firebirds. So if you've got some grit, determination, and just want to have some fun inside a nice, cool area like the Burger Iceplex, come on down this Friday, try out for the Junior Firebirds, and we'll see you as you make your push to potentially another state championship.
Yes.
Meanwhile, the Palm Springs Power will be hosting your four-legged friends tonight at Palm Springs Stadium. It is Bark in the Park night. The first 50 fans who enter their park with the dogs will go home with a goodie bag from Tail Waggers Pet Supply. The event will feature dog-themed giveaways with in-game promotions. That first pitch is at 7 o'clock. If you bring your pups, make sure you bring water as well. As you know, certainly hot out there. And that'll do it in sports. I'm Tim O'Brien.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
Babies are experts at paying attention to only what is genuinely fascinating, and we couldn't agree more.
People around gotta find something to say now. Holding back every day the same. Don't wanna be alone. Listen to me, oh no. I never say anything at all, but with nothing to consider, they forget my name. Hey. They call me Help. They call me Stacy. They call me Quite Loud, but I'm a Diet. Mary Jo Lisa, always the same. That's all my name.
Well, if you're an Office fan, I don't have to tell you who that was. Steve Carell stealing the show at Northwestern's graduation. We wanted to show you all the fun. I think everyone could use a little smile this week. Steve was giving a speech when he suddenly surprised everyone with a dance mid-speech. That's Not My Name blaring through the speakers, and yep, channeling his inner Michael Scott there up on stage. His final piece of advice, just dance sometimes. I love it. Imagine having Steve Carell as your commencement speaker.
I was going to say, I am so jealous. I would have loved to have him at my graduation just for that dancing alone. It's iconic.
Good reminder.
Tough thing to top. All right, that's going to do it for us tonight. Lead News is next. We're back here at 6 with the latest headlines. We'll see you then.